On that no rim, we back with another video. Teddy White 45, Doughboy Bush, Celtic producer. Man, what's good? What's good? What's good with my brothers, man?
Yo.
My guys,
Friday
what's
night,
happening?
Tune in on the Friday.
45, can you scoot your camera over a little bit again to your left? Oh, yeah, perfect, cool. Man, all right, so game one of the NBA Finals is down, man. That was a crazy game. Oklahoma City pretty much had control of the game for the most part, but the Pacers did get hot towards that third quarter, fourth quarter, and they came back, and we all know what happened, man. Halliburton has struck again. He hit the last second shot, man. I can't say nothing, bro. This dude's going crazy.
I know you can't now.
he going crazy. He going crazy. Hey, but before we dive into the game, if this is your first time to the channel, hit that sub button, like the video, comment, let us know what you think about the NBA Finals so far. We're gonna talk about it, man. So the final score was 111-110. And the Pacers are up 1-0. Game 2 was on Sunday. I don't like the 3 days between the first 2 games, though.
You don't.
I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't know, but yeah.
Better games though.
Think so?
I feel like that's too. Yeah, for rest purposes.
Yeah.
They've been playing. They've been damn near going back to backs since the first round. So
yeah,
we want to give you guys a little bit of a
right.
breather.
Yeah. And they be doing stuff like that for TV too. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's gonna be home on Sundays and stuff. But no, Indiana Pacers. There was for them it was a story the second half. Third quarter they scored 31 points. In the fourth they scored 35 points. And OKC did not score over 30 in either quarter of the second half. So they won by 1 point. Who wants to fire off, man? Like who 4-5,
Yeah,
4-5, go. No, 4-5, you go.
Go ahead. Oh, okay. I mean, the Pacers' fourth quarter was very, very similar to OKC's first quarter. You know what I mean? OKC started off fast, got to that 10-point jump, but Indiana ended it very, very similar to how they started, with the control, with the momentum, and they just kept it from there. Like, I didn't get the opportunity necessarily to see the whole first half, but I seen the majority of the second half and the fourth quarter.
That first half was terrible.
man, that's what I'm saying for Indy. But the thing is, Indy, and what people haven't realized since, they played 82 games the same. We're gonna play hard. We don't depend on one person. And our guy, when we need him to, he's gonna step up and he's gonna make that play. He's going to make that play, ladies and gentlemen.
Man, and what's crazy is, man, he's really hitting these shots. Because you would think, like they're all going to go in. Every last second shot ain't finna go.
Right.
And they're going in. Bruh, what kind of rabbit foot he got in his back pocket? Like, bruh, like, what is going on?
Let me say this. The last couple shots, right? I'm going to say the last couple game winners or clinching shots that he's hitting, right? If you notice, each shot, regardless of how much time he has on it, he runs to a spot that
yes.
Like, it's not just off the dribble, okay, I'm going to throw something up. Like, he finds a way to a spot that he works at.
He does.
Every single time.
He does. I agree with that. He finds a spot. And maybe that's what, game tape, man. Hey, get him off his spots. You know what I mean? Just stand right there. But like that play, I don't know if you go back and watch that play, that was a very difficult play to defend because of the way they were aligned. And if you see Siakam cutting, so he had two options. If you're Halliburton, either shoot the ball or you could have, dish it off over to Siakam for the layup, and he would have got the shot. But it was just. That was a difficult play. OKC is normally very disciplined on defense. I'm not even saying they played bad. I don't think it was horrible defense on that play. It was just a good shot.
No.
Like,
no.
You know what I'm saying?
It was a good shot, but then also what was smart by Rick Carlisle and them is not take the time out to set themselves up to allow OKC to set their defense.
Well, that's what they like to do. They like to run, and that's their thing.
Just go now, right? Exactly. And I felt like that was a very, very smart move by the Indiana Pacers to go ahead and do that. Don't call no timeout. Just run with it, and we can go ahead. Whatever we can go ahead and live with at this time frame, we're gonna go ahead and live with it.
Mm-hmm.
I will say this, and I've been saying it. Rick Carlisle has done an amazing job when it comes to making adjustments.
Do y'all realize
and getting players to buy into the adjustments?
Well, okay. Well, let me say this. I was about to say something because I still don't think they're going to win. I still got OKC for the series, but going back to your Rick Carlisle point, man, he did something similar against the Heat when he had that Dirk Nowitzki team. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, he did.
Yeah. And everybody thought the Heat, that was the first, you know what I'm saying, title run with LeBron and D-Wade and Bosh. Right. And the Mavericks won that. You know what I'm saying? And he was coaching that team. So it was kind of crazy. Like he's a really good coach. I don't know why we don't talk about him more. As far as
he is a really good coach.
And
that's the reason why. And that's the reason why I kept bringing it up. That's the reason why I kept saying throughout the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Because I know you weren't really high on the Pacers. I wasn't really high on the Pacers neither. Let's just go ahead and be honest. And what I've seen throughout the playoffs and watching their games, there's been games where I said, it's like, bro, all right, they're down and out. You thinking they about to go ahead and wave that white flag, and she'll be all right, we're gonna go ahead and fight another game. Somehow Rick goes in there, does what he go ahead and does through timeouts or halftime or whatever. It makes the adjustments. And one adjustment I can go ahead and say that he made, which I felt like was good because they were queuing in on Halliburton. I like the fact that he went ahead and let Nembhard play the point guard position. Because if you've seen that when Nembhard started taking over as the point guard, that offense started to run a little bit more better than what it was with Halliburton and, with the ball being in Halliburton's hands. And I think, go ahead.
Kind of piggybacking off something you just said, they were interviewing Halliburton and kind of asking him about that comeback and that last second shot. He's like, we never feel like we're out of the game. And it's almost crazy because it seemed like the Pacers kind of feel comfortable in that space of being down late in the game, having to make that last, that second half push to, close the gap and then win it at the end. They've done it in every series. I want to say they did it against the Bucks. I think game 1 against the Bucks, they did the same thing.
They did.
Round 2, I think the Cavs, they might have had a game like that.
Same thing. Yep.
We saw what they did against the Knicks. I think twice.
Game and then now.
And then here, so it's like, bro,
I think he had it twice in the what's called the Milwaukee Bucks series. I want to say.
Was it? See, it's crazy that series feels like it was so long ago, so I can't remember. But nah, he's doing it though, man.
Can we finally put the clutch title on him? Can we finally say Halliburton is clutch?
Oh yeah.
Okay,
for sure. Yeah,
I just want to make sure because it's like I said. I keep saying the overrated narrative keeps getting pushed out there. I know the NBA players did it. I know he said it quite a few different times on here, but they got to remove that tag off, bro. They got to. There's nothing.
You know what's crazy? I was telling 4-5 last night. I was telling 4-5. I feel like one of the reasons, not the only reason, but one of the reasons why he's able to continue to do these things and hit these last second shots and come back and all that. I don't think these players and these teams are buying it. They not buying it.
No.
They're not buying it.
At this point, you gotta buy it, though, bro.
NBA Finals, and we have watched this man do this 7 times. So you're taking this serious.
I think they're like, you ain't gonna do it again. You know what I'm
saying? No.
Hey, but the thing about it is you can't continuously keep having that mindset of you're not gonna go ahead and do it again.
And I don't think they're thinking that, but I do. I don't know. That's just me saying that. But I don't think they're saying that or thinking it. But I'm just saying, like, I do think they think they're better than the Pacers. I think every team they played thinks they are better, believes they are better than the Pacers. And I'm talking from every round. I'm talking the Bucks, Cavs, Knicks, OKC. They all feel like they're better than the Pacers.
You know what the problem is? They have better players, but they're not a better
team. No, well, that's what I said about that's what me Dope Boy talked about I said that about the last series with the Knicks. I'm like, I feel like the Knicks had the better players, but the Pacers are a better team because they play cohesive, they play together. Let's give Rick Carlisle his kudos because that dude to be able to. You have to make those guys buy into that because it's very easy to be like, damn, David and Goliath. They're like, damn, these niggas are better. Like, okay, we just happen to be here. But no, they like, man, we finna go in here and play hard.
Go ahead,
Sam. My bad. Go ahead.
But also, you gotta have the trust in the players. That was that calling that timeout. That was a trust in the players.
Well,
I believe that.
Well, at this point, it's NBA Finals, so you kind of know, like you. hey, y'all know what to do. There's nothing I can tell you right now. You know what I'm saying?
No, I can call a timeout right now.
Go.
A lot of people have called timeout.
No, but I'm saying for the way they play, that's kind of what they do. You know what I mean?
Well, I feel like 80% or maybe 90% of these coaches that were in the playoffs, if their team had this same situation or situational play like this, I think they would have called it.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing. I don't think you always see it, but sometimes I'm not mad at that because yeah, like a lot of times we see, you know, coaches or whatever call timeouts, but when you call that timeout, you're letting the defense reset too.
Yeah.
Right. And
so when you had them backpedaling and they're not able to communicate, like, oh, I did that, like, and they just like, oh shit, like, you know what I'm saying? So now they have to think just as fast. You know what I mean? So
you got to understand, man, with 3.5 seconds left or whatever the case may be, you're in scramble mode.
Yeah.
You don't know what's going to take place. You know, like you just said, we can't set up our defense.
Yep.
We can't say, hey man, who got him, who got him, who got him back. You know what I mean? It's all let's go now. You know what I mean?
Right.
When it's,
and like I said, I don't
now,
and like I said,
everybody's scrambling.
And like in that moment, I don't feel like OKC played terrible defense. It was just a good
no, it was a better shot. That's all that was.
Yeah.
It was a better
defense,
shot.
but a great shot.
Yeah.
That was all.
Exactly. 4-5 in your opinion.
Another thing is another thing why Indiana has been able to advance this far is because like something that's different from what their star player does to a lot of other teams. Like their star player does whatever we have to do to win today. Like if I got 11 points now, I got 14, 15 assists, but we got the win.
Not by style, but who does that mentality remind you of as a team? That reminds me of the Golden State Warriors. You know what I'm saying? When they was making their run, everybody knew they rolled. They were all on one accord. It wasn't, you know what I'm saying? Like, and so I feel like
we're not the most athletic. We're not the but we're I feel
and I ain't gonna lie. For me, watching my Knicks, and I was telling Doughboy
that line that I seen.
Hold on, watching my Knicks, I was telling Doughboy that was one of the reasons.
Yeah, go ahead.
That was one of the things that made me upset. They had no identity. Like, what was their offense? Give it to Jalen Brunson and dribble James Harden dribble the ball out. It's just like. They have no identity on defense. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I feel like that's why Thibodeau got fired. Cause it's like, bro, we just out there just running amok, just no direction. You know what I mean? Like, so when you're playing against a team who has nothing but direction and nothing but identity, they know what they're gonna do. They do it every single game. Like, that's hard to play against. You know what I'm saying? You got
to think, man. Rick is out here playing chess. He playing chess. He ain't playing checkers.
But I mean,
checkers, bro, you might as well sit on the
and that's why I said we got to give him credit because it
starts
starts with your coaching staff. Like
now, what I will say was a shock, and I know because I said I was talking mess about both of them, Siakam and Turner. I said, bro, I don't know why these boys haven't really been living up to their expectations. You know what I'm saying, as far as playing wise goes. I know Turner had a terrible, I want to say, first 3.5 quarters. That fourth quarter, he made it count, got some big shots to get him back in the game. But bro, what we talked about before we started to shoot, man, was the offensive or the rebounds. 56-39 on the glass, with the Pacers getting 56.
Well, that's why I want to go to 4-5 for that, because I wanted to see what he thought as far as what do you think?
It's all good.
What do you think some of the stats were, like some of the stats that occurred that gave the Pacers the edge? I know he just mentioned the rebounds, but is there anything else that you kind of saw on paper that made you feel like that just kind of stood out to you?
The rebounds, that was a big difference. Again, the assist. You know what I mean? The thing with the Pacers is they're not one man, they're not heavy offensively dependent on one man. You know what I mean? So that's another thing where the assists come in. The Pacers had 24, OKC had 13, right? Yeah. And that can also come into play with turnovers and all that stuff too. But I'm just, in my mind, as I'm watching the game, everybody touches the ball. It isn't too much isolation. It's more backdoor. Pass it to the wing. Okay, quick shot, 3. So, of course, the rebound, the fourth quarter, that 10-point differential, and it wasn't even just the first quarter. It was leading into the fourth quarter, that third quarter, right? Just the second half when Indy came out, they were just a different team, whole different team, right?
Yeah. And did y'all see how many the guards rebound numbers? It was like Halliburton, it was like Nebhart, like they were the ones rebounding the ball. I was like, that's crazy. Like, it wasn't like the Miles Turners and Siakams like that.
if you think about it and you think about this game, right? The biggest thing that we talked about was turnovers, and I know the analysts were talking about turnovers, the commentary was talking about turnovers.
You would think.
How do you have?
You would think.
How you heard
24 turnovers for the Pacers.
25
you would think
25 turnovers.
That would turn over, or that would turn into points for the other team. But
in the points, right?
I want to say they had 11 points off, which was
they did.
It wasn't that much.
It was 11. It was 11. It wasn't that much at all. 11 points off of 25 turnovers, bro.
Now
you got to be better when you have it. Yeah.
Now
you have 25 of them for 25 of them things.
All right. So now we've been talking about the Pacers for about 15 minutes, but let's reel it back in. They're playing the OKC Thunder. This team has won 80 plus games, including the playoffs this season. And every time they come off a loss, they always win that next game pretty much. They're back in home. I feel like this was a learning experience for them. I still got to win in the series. Like, I'm not gonna go off this first game and be like, I'm still picking OKC to win. I still feel like they are the better team. I don't feel like they're gonna collapse like the previous three teams that the Pacers played. I feel like they're better than any of the teams that the Pacers played in the Eastern Conference. Cavs is comparable, but they didn't play well though. I don't know what happened with the Cavs. That was a weird series. Right. But OKC's healthy. And again, for a large portion of that game, they looked like they was gonna, take game one. So, all right. So I know, Doughboy, you had OKC winning the series, right?
Yeah.
4-5. We didn't get a chance to talk to you. Who do you got winning the series?
I'm gonna be the black sheep. I'm gonna go with Indy.
You think they can win this series against the Oklahoma City Thunder?
I feel like Indy's going to win this series. I feel like Game 2 is very, very crucial.
Oh, right? Yeah. Well, no, it's a must win. It's a must win for OKC.
OKC, who necessarily doesn't win or doesn't lose back-to-back games, right? But we have a Pacers team, young Pacers team, who's hungry. Yes. And one thing that they always have damn near done has still Game 2.
Yes.
Of every game.
I don't see them doing that with this team. I just don't see that happening with this team.
Hear me out.
And let's reel it back in. Let's context matters. Y'all know I'm a context guy. They only won by 1 point, so it's not like they just convincingly just, oh my god, they beat OKC. Like they won the game. They won the game.
It was a convincing. It was a convincing comeback though, bruh. You know what I'm saying? So,
but it was still by 1 point, and OKC had control of that game for the majority of the game. Now again. All right, let's talk about. I want to talk about OKC now. We talked about Pacers for about 15 minutes. Let's talk about OKC now, because the way I'm looking at that is, we always talk about. We have these terms in sports, like you and I always talk about play with your food, playing down the competition, or people say letting your foot off the gas. We wouldn't have these terms if that wasn't a thing in sports, correct? Like that happens. Right. So I kind of feel like I'm gonna go with OKC, let their foot off the gas a little bit. They were like, we got this. They're
NBA finals.
Yeah, maybe, and that's what I'm saying. That's inexperience. Hey, that's what I'm saying. That's inexperience. So I feel like they felt like we got this one.
But you have an NBA veteran and a championship veteran player in Alex Caruso that's on that bench played a hell of a game. So what I'm saying, so hear me out. What I'm saying to you is, he's been in situations like this. He's been in big playoff championship games as well, and I'm pretty sure he probably told them, "Hey, look, we don't need to let off the gas. Let's keep applying pressure." I'm not saying,
but see, when I say let off the gas, I'm not insinuating that they said, "Oh, we could." I'm not saying that, but I'm saying sometimes mentally you're thinking in your head like, we got this. We're gonna keep playing. Of course, we're not gonna stop playing. But you're thinking like, yeah, okay, nigga. As long as we execute, we got it. Like that's what I'm saying. As long as we play our game, we're gonna win this game. And then sometimes it don't go like that if you don't keep the intensity up. You know what I'm saying? Throughout the whole entire 48 minutes. And
well, the thing about it is that I get what you're saying in that sense. But if that was the case when Indiana had let those leads balloon, you know what I mean? They found a way to go ahead and itch right back into the game. quite a few different times to where it was close. They blow it right back up.
And,
you know what I'm saying?
OKC would come back like, okay, nah, hit a three, good steal,
right.
And that's what I'm saying.
So my thing is that when you see your lead drop from 10 at one point.
Well, here's the thing. I hear where you're going, but here's my thing. Here's my thing. OKC's not trying to lose the game. You know what I'm saying? Like,
no,
they're not trying to lose the game. It's like sometimes it just goes like that. You know what I'm saying? And like now, I think they're going to come back game 2 better prepared. I think they're going to be like, okay, like we got to put these dudes away. I think they're going to have that killer mentality now because we've seen them get 40-point leads, 30-point leads, you know, big leads on these teams, these good teams in the Western Conference. I kind of feel like it's going to be a blowout next game. I kind of feel like that.
I still have OKC winning the 6. The only thing I just say in this sense here is don't even worry about that. Don't worry about coming there trying to blow these guys out because like I said,
no. I'm saying that. I don't think they're worried about it. I'm saying I feel like it's going to be a blowout. I'm not saying they feel like, oh, we're going to come in there and blow them out. No, they're going to come play their game. They're going to, you know what I'm saying? They're going to execute their game plan. I
know you made a point. Yeah, well, I know you had made a point saying that, you know, OKC normally in game 2, I think Sims might have said it too as well or whatever, they've been known to win games and blow out, you know, their opponents in that next game. The only thing I'm just saying here is that you have to still be mindful. These young Bulls of Indiana is not going to go ahead and let off the gas at all.
No, they know that.
So if they go ahead and steal game 2, OKC is going to be some trouble.
Well, no, like I was trying to say earlier, this is a must win for OKC. It's a must win.
This is a must win.
It's a must win.
This is definitely
a must win.
And I felt like, just to be honest with you, man, watching that game, I felt like OKC couldn't have done anything better. I felt like.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? I felt like they played a actual good game.
Nah, well,
from the time that ball tipped off.
Well, anytime you lose, you can do something better. Because there was some down the stretch in the third quarter that I saw a lot of bad shots being taken by the bench players. I think Cason Wallace had some turnovers. I remember it was one play. It was like dude was wide open in the corner and he tried to do like a Euro and turn the ball. I'm like, bro, like chill out. You know what I'm saying? So I think like, and then I saw Shea went to go talk to him like, hey, like relax, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? So just cleaning some of that stuff up. They made the same amount of field goals. They each made 39 field goals. But the Pacers made 18 threes over the 11 threes at OKC. OKC's not like a 3-point shooting team either.
The only thing I say, I don't see Indiana, and I could be wrong. I don't see them making 25 turnovers again in the game, bro.
Well,
and then 19.
But here's the thing, right?
First half.
Well, here's the thing. I'm not saying that's going to be the same number, but what I'm saying is, and I think you and I talked to you about. I'm like, bro, OKC's defense is nothing to play with. Like that defense, bro.
They're like, the best defense in the NBA.
That defense, year, sure, so but they're going to get that team some trouble. 4-5. What are your thoughts on game 2? What are the keys for OKC to tie this up so they don't go down 0-2?
You know, I hate to be like, well, they got to play 48 minutes. Man,
no, but that's kind of what it is. It kind of boils down to that though. Like,
it's more of because Indiana's not going to go down by 15. So,
no, they're not.
You know what I mean?
I don't think so. I think those were first game jitters.
Hold on. Let me finish.
On the road,
and they started to go ahead. And once they slowed down,
that was normal.
I felt they slowed down. They slowed down.
When I turned the TV on and they was down 15, nothing in me said, "Oh, this is over with." I said, "Oh, they about to come back."
No.
I promise.
No.
That's why I didn't send the Halliburton thing.
Well, here's the thing, that's NBA wide. Like 20-point leads don't indicate nothing no more
nowadays. Yeah,
like you can close leads so fast.
I
like
just know the makeup of this Pacers team. This makeup of this Pacers team is like. That's what I'm saying. Game 2, is it a possibility they may lose? Yeah, but I don't think they're going to lose game 2. Like I think it's going to be another close game. It wouldn't surprise me if they do, but I think it's going to be a close game.
Okay,
it's going to be a down to the wire type thing.
Okay, I disagree. I think it's going to be a blowout. I think when I say blowout, I say 15 or more. I say 15 or more.
Damn, and why you say that?
Why wouldn't I?
Or why do you think that? Like, what's the reason?
Why wouldn't I?
You think they're going to blow?
Well, but, see, here's the thing. I'm not a prisoner of the moment, guys. Like, I'm not. Like, we've seen OKC do this to other teams. They've lost and then come back and smack them the next game. You know what I'm saying? Like, we've seen it. We talk about what we've seen the Pacers do this whole playoff run. Let's talk about that's what I'm saying. Why are we acting like OKC? Like, oh no, like no, these dudes is for real. Like, what are we talking about? Let's not forget what they've done this whole entire run.
Nobody said that.
No, I'm saying, but we're talking a lot about who the Pacers are and what OKC didn't do. I'm like, bro, like, y'all realize who they playing? Like, this team, the OKC Thunder has been doing this all year. They lost. They lost game one. Okay, yeah, but let's pipe down like a little bit. Like, I'm not sitting there saying like you can't pick the Pacers to win, but it's not going to be like how people are thinking right now. Like, I really don't think that. OKC is a better team. I'm gonna say it like this. The Oklahoma City Thunder are a better team than the Indiana Pacers. If they come out and prove it, if they come out and play their game and prove it, now that they had the experience of letting their foot off the gas, whether it be intentional, subconscious, whatever you want to call it, they let their foot off the gas because they had the game in their hands, and for whatever reason, execution, focus, I don't know what happened. Maybe lineups, maybe it's coaching, so I feel like they're going to come back better game 2 on Sunday. And I feel like they're going to take that game. And I feel like after that, we're going to kind of see things balance out. I don't really see another last second shot happening like that in this series. I just don't see that. I feel like Shea is going to have like a bigger game. You might see him up his assist a little bit. As a matter of fact, how many assists did he have? 3 assists. I feel like he's going to be.
I think they only have 11 or 13.
I think he's going to look to distribute. Yeah, I think they're going to look to move the ball a little more. Get the Pacers off balance a little bit. Not be so predictable. Even though Shea's a really good scorer. Chet had a terrible game. My goodness, he played about 25 minutes. 6 rebounds, 6 points, no assists.
Chet and Hargraves got to be better on the rebounds.
Also too, and they were talking about this too. The analysts on ESPN and all that. I felt like it was weird that OKC switched up their starting lineup now. Why are you doing it? You've had success with this entire lineup this whole time. Why are you switching it up now? So, like that to me, that's like, does that? You got some fear? Like you scared? You feel like, stick to what you do. Like,
right. I wonder.
And that's probably what hurt him.
I wonder if it's the same starting 5 that they may have lined up against Indiana in the regular season, or is it different because you got Hargraves added to the team right now? So I'm not.
Yeah, that was a little. I thought that was interesting. I did think that was because they started Cason Wallace, I believe. He started. And Hartenstein was on the bench. They had Chet at the 5, so they kind of moved those guys up. I think that was a mistake. Bring Chet back down. That's why he had a bad game, because he was playing the 5. You know what I'm saying? A lot of those minutes. Bring him back down. Bring him back to the 4. Have Jalen Williams at the 3. Play your game. Don't switch it up. Y'all have won 80 games. Why are you switching that up now? Like, no. Like, do what y'all do.
He's trying to do the matchup situation.
Do what y'all do. Do what y'all do.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like I said, I feel like they shouldn't have did that. I feel like they should have been rolling with the same starting 5 that they ran with, you know what I'm saying, throughout the whole playoffs and throughout the regular season when those guys were healthy. I will say this though, I don't think it's going to be a blowout. I probably feel like, they might beat them by like 7 or 8. I feel like. Yeah. Because like I said, man, these guys are believing for whatever reason, whatever juice they're drinking from or whatever fountain they're drinking from, they believe that they can go ahead and beat these boys, and it can go ahead and be them to be, throwing up the championship trophy. So
yeah,
they're not backing down by no means.
Hey, shout out to Naismith too. He hit a big 3. He had
didn't he?
2 big threes, I believe, and the 12 rebounds that he added was huge.
And like I said, when you got cats like that stepped up, even I told Steph, when we talked about it the last time, when we talked about who's our key players that need to go ahead and kind of step up. I told him Obi Toppin. I said Obi Toppin and Siakam need to go and step up. Obi Toppin gave him 17 or 19, I think, you know what I'm saying, the other night. So when you got players like that kind of step up to help out the balancing of the scoring for them, they still have a chance to go ahead and possibly put up a fight to get these boys
playing. That's the story of the Pacers all season. You never know where you're going to get it from. But these guys are going to get us there. But we got the closer, and he's going to show up.
Mr. Clutch himself. Mr. Clutch himself.
We know with OKC, we know it's going to be heavy isolation, and we know it's going to be shy. He's going to get his 40 regardless.
Oh, yeah, he is. Yeah, he is, for sure. Now, they going to need everybody else to step up. Like he said, Chet had a terrible game. Hartenstein had a terrible game.
OKCs or the Pacers. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, you said what? You cut out a little bit. What'd you say?
I said it comes down to who others do you like? Do you like OKC's others, or do you like the Pacers?
We're gonna see, man.
That's a good question.
We're gonna see. We're gonna see. I do feel like now we're down to the NBA Finals. I feel like the better team is gonna win. I don't feel like there's gonna be no blunders. I don't feel like this team is gonna be, to play like the Cavs did or like the Knicks did. Right. I just don't feel like that. Game one, they let it slip, and I think they're gonna be okay. I think they're gonna be okay. I have OKC in 5. I think they're gonna win the next 4.
Okay. What you gonna say, Teddy?
Like, as far as with game one, right? Do you feel like OKC lost it because the others didn't step up? We knew Shy did Shy things, and the Pacers others played better. Or do you just feel like, you know what, it was just they got game one?
When did Obi Toppin become an all-star too? Like all them threes he was knocking down. I'm like, come on, like
listen,
stuff like that. It's like
you had the same issue with Nembhard when he did that against the goddamn Knicks, man, in the playoffs. But it's gonna happen, Drew. Unfortunately, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
No. Yeah, but I mean, as long as you play defense, bro, as long as you contest the shots and play your game, I just feel like OKC just lost hold of the game for a little bit in that third and that fourth quarter, and they try to pick it back up, and by that time it was too late. There were some crucial calls in that stretch too. It was a call, I want to say, like, I think the Pacers challenged it. The ball was out on Siakam, and like they try to, like, I think they challenged it as a foul. Nobody even touched him. I think they got it. I think they won that challenge, and they got the ball.
No, they didn't. No, they didn't win it.
Oh, you know what I'm talking about?
Okay. Yeah, okay.
So
okay,
yeah.
They didn't win that challenge. Yeah,
but you know,
because he didn't get touched, but they thought that he got pushed out.
I feel like the ref. I feel like the ref did a good job. I feel like the refs did a good job that game.
It was definitely a great challenge for sure, especially down the end.
You got to challenge it, just
Yeah, especially if you have one in your back pocket.
Yeah,
you got to go ahead and be like, all right, you know what?
Yeah, give us some rest.
Yeah.
Game
2, 5:00 Pacific time on Sunday in Oklahoma City, and we are going to see what happens game 2. When is game 3? What is the schedule?
One day at a time, baby.
3 is Tuesday, I think.
One day at a time.
I think it's Tuesday.
So Wednesday. Golly. Oh, yeah, because they go to Indiana.
Wednesday, yeah.
So Sunday, Wednesday, and then Friday.
Yeah, and then Friday.
Monday. Damn, they really stretching this out. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
But nah,
you gotta get the money. You gotta get the money's worth, man.
I see. I see.
Good basketball, though.
I see.
We
about to be in a sports drought here in a minute, man. Once these NBA finals go off.
Nah, yeah, for sure. So, man, we're gonna see what happens game 2. We'll be back after that game. Probably come back to y'all on Monday because we're gonna have a few days between game 2 and game 3, and we're gonna talk about the first 2 games and break down what happened game 2, and we're gonna go from there, man. Stealth the producer, we got Teddy Y45, the boy Bush. Like the video, comment, let us know what you think. Hit the sub button, and we're gonna get back at y'all, man. Peace.